Wally. Yes, his name is Wally. Yes, that is an alligator walking around in a bit of a populated area in the middle of Philadelphia with water sprinklers and water parks. We see these pop up in major cities sometimes, and what you'll see is children, like that little girl that's walking that alligator there. But don't worry, that alligator didn't bite or eat anyone that particular day, because Joe Henney, his owner, is a bit of a miniature celebrity in the area with his alligator. Let's go look into his story, because the Washington Post, I believe this is the folks who had this, did a bit of a piece on him, and they said his emotional support animal is an alligator. They even sleep in the same bed. This is one of the funny lines in this. He says, when he turns his nose to you, that means he expects a kiss. Joe Henney is what he said. So also, by the way, Wally, our friend Wally, doesn't just go to water parks and scare children. He also goes on road trips, like your favorite Fido dog. Let's watch. Why do these folks do things like this? I'll tell you why. Let's go into this from Washington Post. Henney's unusual relationship with WallyGator started in 2015 when he said a friend called from Florida and asked if he could take a few gators that had been found in a pond in Orlando. The most normal Florida thing you may ever hear in your life. Alligators are legal to own in Pennsylvania, and Henney has helped relocate unwanted alligators, snakes, and iguanas to wildlife sanctuaries as a hobby for about 30 years. So he does have some experience with these animals. But he decided to keep this particular WallyGator, as they call him. He was 14 months old at the time. So instead of rehoming him, he just started this beautiful relationship. Let's scroll through these lovely pictures. Bro, I'm such a softie now. Normally I'd be railing on this guy. But look, beautiful. He's got a nice tuxedo on. He looks very happy holding. There he is again, another road trip. Keep your eyes on the road there, Joe, please. I know you want to keep your eye on the gator before he bites you in the leg. Also, Wally likes to not necessarily be in the water, but be on the water. Joe did notice from right away that WallyGator was different than most. So he wasn't just grabbing random alligators and going, here, stay with me. He cautiously handled them for years, is what he said. And he noticed from the first day that WallyGator was just different. He said he was surprised when Wally, then was 20 inches long, didn't try to bite him when he held him or fed him chicken legs and dead rats. So apparently he was expecting the bite. Anyways, he also says he wouldn't even eat live rats, and he really showed a love for cheesy popcorn. He said, I thought it was different, but I was still very cautious around him. And then in 2017, there was tragedy happened within his family. Members of them died, and he needed an emotional support animal. Now they just sit around and have fun. Would you have an emotional? Was an emotional support animal in the form of a gator per bank?
Just to feel something, you get a pet gator just to feel a little alive, feel fear for your life, just a little bit, if that's what you mean by emotional support. It's a no from me, Jayar. He talks about them being found in a pond in Orlando, in Florida, where they belong in the wild, like it's stray kittens. Leave it in the pond. You're not rescuing it. That's where it belongs.
Somebody's gonna kill it.
Yeah, okay, well, that's,
Just saying.
They could relocate it, maybe. They don't have to bring it in the house. They share a bed. The alligator sleeps in the bed, and there are worse people to share a bed with, right? Matt Gaetz, for example.
I think that's happened. I can't believe I'm on this side of this, that you're giving the JR perspective on this, and I'm over here like, have at it. Because he found out that Wally was just different. It seems like Wally wouldn't have survived in the wild because he likes tuxedos and water parks instead of ponds and amongst his own creatures. By the way, let's show this image of his emotional support, his registered emotional support animal card. He doesn't look that happy there, but it's pretty identifiable. Looks like every other gator. I'm on board, man. You know what?
No.
Call me flipped on this. Imagine walking down the street and you got one of those stupid little yappy dogs that runs up on you just because you're walking. If I have my gator, I bet that dog's gonna go, yeah, let's cross the street.
Yeah, gators are relatively quiet. It's the Wally is different. This gator is different. Reminds me of like when your friend has really bad taste in partners and they're like, this one's different, I promise. It's like, no, it's an alligator.
He's gonna bite you.
Yes.